A man is whizzing down the freeway and he's pulled over by the police. The police ask him for his name and he replies, Fred. The officer's like, well, Fred, do you have a last name? And Fred is like, as it turns out, I do not have a last name. The police officer's like, how is that possible that you don't have a last name? He said, well, it's kind of a story, but hear me out. I was born with the unfortunate name of Frederick Cock. Not Cox, C-O-X, but Cock, C-O-C-K. It was a big joke when I was in school. Nobody wanted to be friends with a guy named Frederick Cock. So all I could do was work really hard. I graduated from school, I went to college, and I got myself a PhD. I was Frederick Cock, PhD, and I was on top of the world. But it wasn't enough for me. I was very ambitious. So I called the American Medical Association and I said, what do I need to do to be a doctor? They said 5 more years of school. I said, no problem. I did 5 more years of school. And the AMA, they gave me an MD. To wit, I was Frederick Cock, PhD, MD, and I was on top of the world. But it wasn't enough for me. I was very ambitious. I decided I also wanted to be a dentist. So I called up the American Dental Association. I said, how many more years of school do I need to go to till I'll be a dentist? They said 4 more years of school, Frederick Cock. I said, no problem. I did my 4 more years of school, and the ADA gave me a DDS. To wit, I was Frederick Cock, PhD, MD, DDS, and I was on top of the world, and that, my friend, is when it all started to go wrong. I met a girl, and she gave me an STD. Well, it turns out that the American Dental Association, they heard about my STD, so they took away my DDS. And the American Medical Association, they heard about my STD, so they took away my MD. And my alma mater, they heard about it and they took away my PhD. The cop said, well, what happened then? He said, oh, then the STD took away my cock. Now I'm just plain Fred.